Hey,
Hi, how
hey,
you
hey.
doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, how are you?
I'm really good.
Good. Been a while.
It has been. It has been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Must be a couple of years.
Yeah. 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 So how's
Yeah.
it been?
Yeah, all right, yeah. Well, if I'm honest, it's like I don't know, it's like it's seeking ramped up, I think.
It did. What happened?
Yeah, just oh man, I've been doing all this like shadow work stuff and
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah,
What else?
a lot of that and a bit of yoga and stuff like that, but the shadow work and therapy and stuff, like I don't know, it's just seems a bit dead end. It's just yeah, just I don't know, just digging and digging, but not a lot happening from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it,
Yeah,
it goes, it attends to the mind, right? And the
yes,
mind um, creates a narrative out of it. So it
yeah,
always digs the past to try to fix a future that does not exist.
yeah,
I also did my fair share of even teaching shadow work and trauma work and that kind of stuff. And I noticed that
yeah.
no one was getting out.
No,
Yeah.
it's this is it. It's just, I mean, there seems to be releases going on, but it's
Yeah, it's
endless.
good for the narrative. I'm not completely knocking it, right? Because
Yeah,
somebody's going through some difficulties in life and it could create a temporal relief. Um,
yeah,
and but for people that are seeking for the end of seeking, then it just perpetuates the seeking.
this is it. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is it. It just seems to be jumping from one thing to the other, you know.
Sorry, I broke my camera, so I have this weird camera right now. It makes me
Oh
look
no.
old. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, my camera's on like 10 hours a day, right? So it
Yeah, yeah, you
finally,
are a bit purple. Yeah,
yeah, I
it's
know.
a bit trippy.
Oh, now
Oh,
that's right.
oh, hello.
Okay, just a second. Okay. Oh, that's better.
Oh, that's it. No, that
That's
looks much
better.
better.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even I found out, like as you've noticed, probably I've changed the way that I communicate about
I
this.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even radical non-duality creates another narrative of
Well, this
that
is
is
it.
perpetuating. The moment that you say that it's nothing,
Mm,
then the mind wants to understand what nothing is.
yeah.
So it creates another idea of what nothing is
Mm,
because the
yep.
mind can't really understand nothing, right?
This is it. And that's another thing I've been really into. I haven't let go of the radical non-duality thing.
Yeah. Well, like
Yeah.
for me, just a straight talk for me is just when I what I noticed is that there's just a belief system now that has become almost like a cult-like belief system. If you notice, it's just a lot of languaging, a lot of jargon, and for the seeker, it now has new sacred cows, like nothing being everything, or there's no one
Mm,
here, there's no me, there's no choosing. So it just
mm,
goes to the opposite side of the other teaching, which
mm.
is which is there's a self, there's no self.
Yeah.
Um, everything is God to there's nothing.
Mm,
So just really going to the opposites. It's just an alternate marketing, if you want to call it that.
yeah.
And I was just noticing that no one was getting out. And then when I shifted the way that I started speaking, I lost a whole
Mm.
bunch of people that listened to me because
Yeah, I
they're caught
saw
up.
that.
Yeah, they're caught
Yeah.
up. They're caught up in the belief system now that
Yeah.
there is a me or no me or whatever seems to be appearing. Although
Mm,
my approach is rather quite direct.
yeah.
It's so direct to the point that at this instance, if you're not able to go to the past or the future, what is it that you believe? Just at this second.
No belief.
Yeah. What's between belief and no belief?
Nothing.
Yeah. And if you take away the word nothing, what's left?
Can't say.
Yeah. So if the past is a thought and the future is a thought, don't you agree? It's a thought
Yeah,
right now, right? So it's
yeah,
got to be just what's here. And what's here is usually layered by beliefs and ideas and concepts about what
yeah.
this is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So what are you without the observer of this moment?
Again, can't say.
Yeah. So what's between the observer and the observed? So there's a subtle directness that's often overlooked. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
very, very subtle.
yeah,
It's a quietness, it's a silence that can't even be called that if we're going to be. Um, and the moment that you call it that there's no me here, then you go to
yeah,
another set of beliefs. If you
yeah.
call it there is a me, then there's another set of belief. So what's between the me and the no me?
It's funny. Don't know why I'm getting really hot. It's really weird.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
getting really
the
hot, and it's a
hot.
bit,
They
bit,
call it
sort
the
of,
hot seat,
a
right?
bit, yeah, a bit like, don't know, disorientated.
Yeah,
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 yeah, it's weird.
it is.
Hmm.
But at the same time, you know what? If you take away the language, then what's happening right now? What are you without language at this moment?
Just whatever sounds are happening, whatever.
Even take away that. That's more language. Is it non-duality unspeakable, unthinkable, unknowable, unfathomable? Here it is in plain sight, right? If you just take away the language. When you're not thinking,
Mm.
there's clarity without language. So what's
Yeah,
between thinking and not thinking? If you take away the next, is there any
yeah,
problem?
no,
If you take away the past, is there anything missing?
no,
Yeah. So here it is directly. Some people call it direct experience. Some people call it no me. But let's not even name it anything, right?
no.
It's like a sobriety of belief system because I think you've been. I remember a talk two
Yeah,
years ago. I think I was
probably.
more radical at that time, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And there's a seeming evolution from that, right? Because that's a great placeholder
Mm.
that there's nothing happening. But even if you take away the observer, who's observing that there's nothing happening? Who's observing that there's no me? Again, if you take away the language, don't you agree that show me a word that's not made up?
You can't.
You can't, yeah.
No.
So with that being said, isn't every single thought made up then?
Yeah,
Yeah. And who's making it up?
the brain.
um, you can say that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But who thinks that there's a brain?
me.
Who think that there's a me?
God.
Yeah.
it's funny. There's this sort of like, I don't know. It's like a sort of nervous sort of,
Yeah, 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 of course,
yeah,
yeah. Because it's
mm,
just being really direct, right?
yeah,
It's no
yeah. There's
frills, no.
like an exposing sort of like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's like an intimacy, basically.
yeah,
It's like no more it's a naked approach, basically, where there's nothing that's
yeah,
being held back, basically. We're
yeah.
just basically pulling all of the concepts out, right?
It's
Because
like a kind of raw feeling, like
yeah,
yeah,
it is, yeah.
yeah,
It's like a sobriety, after being intoxicated for quite a while, and then there's the sobriety that's and look at it as a never-ending unfolding. Don't give it any kind of destination. Don't give
no,
it any kind of narrative.
mm,
Don't see that I've arrived, right? It's like arriving and not
yeah,
arriving simultaneously.
yeah. That's it. Because there's something trying to sort of grow in a way, you know.
Yeah.
There's-
But if you take away the past and the future, then what's here? If you eliminate the next, then what's
yeah,
missing? And that in between, you know what I'm saying? What's between this and not this? Because the mind will say, oh, this is it.
yeah,
But eventually it will say, this is not it. So to beat the
mm.
mind in its own game, what's between this is it and this is not it?
It's funny. It's trying to find something, and it just can't.
So yeah, it's like
Yeah,
that limonality, right? It's when you go
yeah,
in between, really, there's really no in between because there's no opposites. Because you're dealing with words that are made up.
yeah.
So this is it, it's
They're
made
just
up, and this
words,
is not
aren't
it.
they?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're all just words.
they're
Yeah,
just all words. Yeah, they're all a fabricated, word. And I think that's when I started, um, how do you call it? Just shifting away from that narrative of there's no me. It's
yeah,
because even when I think I did that talk about words, and I think that challenged a lot of people. People are like, it can't just be words. It can't just be all thoughts. And
yeah.
the more that I articulated, nothing, the more that I deviated from the message.
Mm,
Um, and I didn't even know that I was talking about the different thing, to be honest with you, right? Because,
yeah,
um, but what the tendency of the mind is to hold on, to grasp it, right? So
yeah,
this
yeah.
is like jumping off a parachute, jumping off, but without a parachute because there's no landing.
No,
No. The question will be, well, how do I maintain this? Well, it's a never ending unfolding.
mm,
And if you take away the next, then what's to maintain?
yeah,
Yeah.
mm, yeah,
Yeah. How's the hot seat now? You
yeah. All
getting
right. It's
better?
funny. Yeah, something's relaxed a bit. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I don't feel so. It's funny. There was like something was still like clinging, you know, but
Yeah.
it seems to be a bit looser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's
yeah,
just really some speakers say it's a deep relaxation. That's what it is, because the fight or flight is just trying to get something that's not there. Because really,
right.
if you're seeking for the word enlightenment, you're just really seeking for the word enlightenment.
Yeah,
If you're looking for the dropping away of the me, then you're just really waiting for the dropping of the me as a sentence. That's just a
that's
sentence,
it.
just a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's such been such an addiction for that. It's like, when will it happen? Will it happen now? Will it
Yeah. If you take away
tomorrow?
the next, if you take away the prior,
Yeah,
then it's
yeah,
here. It's here. Simple, simple,
yeah.
unadorned, just very basic, basically.
That's the thing. It's made like you think it's going to be this explosion, and
Yeah,
like
because everybody likes to talk about their orgasm, but they don't tell you how to get there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's the stories. We get hooked on the stories of awakenings. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you listen to speakers and teachers, all they talk about is, although they don't want to talk about it, but they talk to you like how it is, like.
Oh yeah.
And the questions propel that there's something special there, that there's a know me there, that there's an enlightened person there. So this is like a rebellion of all of that. What I'm
Mm,
doing, it's
yeah.
it's the end of words, basically, the end
Yeah.
of the narrative of enlightenment, the end of the narrative of contracted energy, or there's no me, right?
Mm,
Because it will just keep you in a loop over and over again.
that's it.
Because there's always going to be a contradiction. For example, you might have a glimpse that there's no me, but it will feel like there's a me in another time,
Yeah.
right?
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like what you were saying earlier with the language, of oh, there's no one and all that. It can really get in that, the mind will start doing all that as if it's like like you say, it forms new beliefs.
It does. It does. And
Yeah.
it's almost like there's a clever it's like the mind is like AI, if you look at it.
Yeah.
It adapts to it, right? Maybe about 20 years ago when the radical message came out, it was very groundbreaking for the mind. There's no me. But it's
Yeah.
been 20 years, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's just a repetitious, and if it's the same thing, it's all awareness and all that kind of stuff. Again, you know what? I'm not knocking it, but all of that teaching and no teaching is for the mind.
Mm, yeah. Mm,
The no teaching is made up of language. It's if you look at it, it becomes a jargon now. It
mm,
becomes it becomes something that is repeated ad nauseum over and over again. Like how many
yeah.
times are you going to hear that there's no me here?
Mm.
So in between, again, me and no me, what's there?
It's kind of this just this direct, like
Yeah,
I can't find anything to say anything about.
no, no,
No.
yeah. So life becomes sober again. It's like
Yeah.
sobriety.
Yeah.
The mind is not seeking, I'm continuously trying to go to the next, the next, the next, the next,
No.
the next.
It's like a sort there's like an alert sort of clear sort of mm,
And then when you're not trapped in somebody else's belief system, then there's an authenticity that just unfolds, basically.
yeah.
Then there's laughter that happens and crying, you know what I'm saying, or whatever seems
Mhm.
to appear, right? Because you're not thinking that, oh, there should be no me that should be sad or whatever here, right? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
you're not going to say sadness is happening or addiction is happening or whatever seems to be appearing. So what's between choice and no choice? What's between free will and no free will? Because no free will is just another landing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Free will is another landing, right? But those landings, if you go really, really, it's like looking at a mirage, right? If you go closer and closer, closer, mirage, it disappears.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with words. If you really put it into test, for example, um, if somebody says that they have a contracted energy, and I'm like, well, if you take away the language,
Mm.
what is it?
Well, that's it. Even now, it's funny that there seems to be this 1 minute there's this sort of heat, like I said earlier, and then there tends to be a bit of a sort of contraction. But you're right. It's only what is it if you don't name it?
Exactly. This
Mm,
is what I've noticed because I'm getting different audiences, right? Is that people that
yeah.
have never heard of radical never talk about contracted energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
talk about how to realize the self, basically. I can't seem to realize the self. There must be
right.
something wrong with me. So the if you look at the default setting of the mind is that there is something missing because
Yeah.
the
That's
mind
it.
is missing in itself. It's not there.
No.
No.
So what is it that's thinking something's missing?
Well, that's that. If you respond to that question, then you just made that there's something missing.
Yeah,
You just engaged in the narrative that there's something's
that's
missing.
right. That's it. I
Yeah,
mean, there could be tension, I suppose, you know.
yeah. But if you go
Mm,
directly to that tension, if you unlabel it, where's the tension?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Again, it's weird. There keeps being this sort of like it's like a discombobulated. It's probably the only
yeah.
word. Yeah,
It could be
yeah.
disorienting because
Floaty kind of. Yeah,
yeah, floaty. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Kind of like
yeah.
um,
It's a bit ooh.
ooh, yeah, yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think that you've come to the end of your rope of seeking, right? Because it's just been you've tried everything.
Oh,
I
it's
remember
exhausting. It's
before.
so
Yeah,
exhausting. Yeah.
yeah. And here we are without any mask, basically.
Mm,
Here we are just being able to express this authentically the um without the reverence of a teacher or a guru or a speaker even.
yeah.
Um, if you've noticed, I've kind of like just not really been a speaker anymore. I've just been doing this one-on-ones because I
Yeah.
noticed that
Oh, I think.
the
Yeah.
Q&A just perpetuates more seeking
Yeah.
because there's a spotlight now. Somebody usually has a big chair that has flowers right beside them. Um,
Yep.
and they're
Yeah.
usually the chair is bigger than yours, or they're in the center of the attention, basically, right? It's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
it's like there's a rock star, in front of you, and or
Yeah.
a an author that seems to know the narrative.
Mm,
Um, but what it does, it just perpetuates the story that there is that I know something that you don't. I
mm,
got something that you can't.
yeah.
And it just becomes a form of gatekeeping if you look at it.
Mm, yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Everyone, comes to see that person,
Yeah.
and yeah, like there's something they've got. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I like being
Mhm.
on the hot seat because we're both on the hot seat. So you can question everything that I'm saying, anything, basically. Right. So
Yeah, we're talking about hot again. It's like I keep getting this. It's like my skin's hot, like
yeah, 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 yeah.
glowing.
It's a purple light.
Yeah,
It's a purple light. It's enlightenment light. It's just
you reminded me of like a 2CB trip.
yeah. I've gotten 5-MeO, 2CB, even what do you call that again? Um the other one, the frog one, Campbell.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah,
not done that.
yeah. Yeah, it's just really being direct because the mind it's the mind is exposed as a fraud basically.
Yeah,
Yeah. The words are exposed are fabrication, basically, right?
yeah.
So it's almost like getting caught red-handed. Like everything that you say, everything that you speak, everything that you think is all made up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. The only thing their
And
mind seems
everything
to.
that I say is all made up too. There's just
Yeah,
equality here, basically, right? There's an equanimity.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. It's very, very clear. And it's funny. Every now and again, there's this sort of like the mind sort of is squeezed. It's like it's trying to sort of do
Come in.
something.
Yeah, it's trying.
Yeah.
It's
And
trying
it's just
to do
like
a
just
takeover, basically, right? It's
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's like a coup d'etat. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like a takeover. It's like a
yeah.
yeah,
It's funny. But
yeah,
there's a real like everything's sort of there's a tingling. Like, yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
I even have people that convulses and shakes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, I
Some of
bet.
this stuff,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
just because it's again, there's nothing special. It's just all
No,
of this pent up, like whatever narrative that they have, and it's just all coming out,
of
right? It's
course.
almost like the uptightness of what seems to be held. Um,
Yeah.
it's almost like everything is being laid bare here.
Mm-mm.
Any concept, any idea, any kind of there's no carrots here.
No, no.
There's no, I'm not telling you that maybe, what, when your contracted energy goes away, then maybe
Mm,
the me, although there's no me, maybe that the me will drop away, right?
mm-hmm.
So why maintain a story right?
Mm.
Create a story to maintain a story of the me. I keep on talking about the me of when there's no me. So that's what I do is I don't even talk about the me or the
No.
contracted energy or because they're just talking about pure theory. And again, that's again, you know what? I'm going against the grain with so many different people now.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
But and I think that's um the clarity, just the admission that no one knows anything.
Yeah.
Because if it can't be known, then does not include the speaker that it doesn't know what it's talking about as well.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does seem like there's something known from there to be, to be telling that story, I
Well,
suppose. Yeah.
there's a great blueprint of someone that has done everybody just copycats it, right? Everybody's just parroting it.
Mm.
If you stay in that, if you don't deviate from that communication, then you're legit. And the more that you're more succinct and more uh, if the cadence and the speaking and if you appear like there's no me or if you appear like that you're speaking really slowly, so
Mm.
it just becomes performative enlightenment,
Mm. Mm.
and that's
Yeah.
okay too.
Yeah.
That's okay. That seems to be the trend for quite a while, right? So here
Mm.
it is, and it's just intimacy, right? If
Yeah.
you if you take away the narrator, what's left?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't. Yeah.
you can't.
Can't say anything about it. Yeah. Mm.
So you've done a lot ever since we talked. The last time that we talked. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Well, that's the thing when there's just so many avenues that you can
yeah,
take. It's like, oh,
yeah,
let's try this tomorrow. Try this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ask anyone that has gotten out. That's the key, right? If you're looking for, well, there's no next anymore. This is it.
Mm.
Because if you notice that all words are made up, then what's there to see?
It's funny. There is still a subtle. I don't know. It's not a thought. I don't know if it's a thought, but there's something that's sort of going. I don't know. It's like I don't
What
know if it's a feeling.
what if you go directly to that? Take away the past and the future. It's looking for a firework, right? So if you get caught up in that
Yeah.
firework idea again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's looking for an intoxication,
Mm.
looking for some mystical experience. But whatever it is, it's always in the next. So it
Yeah.
it 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 almost like blocks what's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like there's the clarity, and then suddenly there's this sort of I can't.
Well, it's still there's still gonna be a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still gonna be always be a fight, right? So
Yeah.
and it's almost like it's like catching a liar in like a pathological liar. The liar will
Yeah.
keep on lying.
Mm.
It will keep on building a case. Hopefully
Yeah.
that you'll believe it again, right? Because that's what it does. But when you catch a liar, so even that there's something's missing, it's also a lie. It's just a thought.
Mm.
Because it's using words that are also fabricated. Again, what are you without any
Yeah.
language at this moment?
Can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't. Can't. Yeah. You can't say.
So, and I'll repeat again. What is it that you believe in this very instance if you cannot go to the past or the future?
There's no belief. No.
Yeah. So the belief that there's something's missing is just another belief. It's just
Mm.
trying to
Mm.
take you to the next, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's so fast, you know.
It is, right? It's almost like
Mm,
when you're not paying attention. It's like, where did that come
yeah,
from? Yeah, yeah,
yeah. It just made me think of that. I think it was Ramana Maharishi said about trying to tether a bull or something. It just wants to
yeah,
try
yeah,
to
yeah,
the field again, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the tendency of the mind, if you look at it, it's just going to the past or the future. It can't
Mm.
really be still in the moment, because in the
Yeah.
moment, where's the mind?
Well, this is it. And I think what it thinks it's doing is it thinks it's trying to get in to be here. It thinks
Yeah, yeah.
it's the
It wants to be
it's
involved in
yeah,
this
yeah,
clarity, right? So it
yeah,
wants the clarity according to mind. That's why I call it clarity without language, clarity without ideas,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
freedom from all the ideas of freedom, basically.
This is it. And what seems to it's like a resonating thing, you know, which is so subtle.
It is.
Something
It is
wants to
subtle.
be there with that. Yeah,
Yeah. It wants to witness its own demise, right?
yeah,
So if you buy into that, then you're chasing that next again. Then
mm,
you're off the mind again.
yeah,
Then you're off the belief again. Then you're
yeah,
off to the thing again, right? So
mm,
um, now that you mentioned Raman, I like what he said, that the best teacher is silence.
mm.
If you take away the next again, there's a directness here that's so subtle, but it's almost like an ear ringing,
It's like a sorry,
like
right?
a
Yeah,
buzz. Yeah, it's like a vastness sound, basically.
and yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like an there is an openness which just doesn't have a end, almost
yeah, yeah. So
like
it's like I've been using this a lot lately. It's like, when there's a, because my camera broke, because it was going. I have a DSLR that is an automatic focus, right? So it kept on going out of focus. So when the mind goes to the past, it's out of focus.
mm,
It goes to the future, it's out of focus. But when it focuses in the middle, then it stays there. Then there's just this moment.
mm, yeah,
What if you only have this moment? What if this moment is absolutely brand new, which it is?
mm,
It does not really require a referencing from the past or the future.
no,
So there's just this directness. And if you take away the observer of this moment, then what's left?
mm.
If you take away the thinker, then what's left?
There isn't anything left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the teaching and the non-teaching keeps on adding to your knowledge. So what I'm doing is taking out, basically, what you
mm,
think you've learned from teachings about observing
mm,
or no observer, right?
mm.
So it's between observer and no observer.
Just here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's between here and not here?
it's weird. It's just this like buzzing, like
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite yeah, sort of intense.
It's intense and subtle at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, mm,
It's like that video that guy that I released. I can't remember his name, but he was sweating buckets. It's like, oh my goodness, what's going on?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like some something's trying to find something, but it can't.
It can't. Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah. If you look at it, it's almost like the AI has been turned off, but it's programmed to keep on running.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like someone called me an enlightenment hacker, so it got hacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, your operating system, which is the mind, got hacked, right? So, and here it
Yeah.
is in its natural state, basically in its directness. It's like being a
Yeah.
baby again. When the baby comes out, right, it doesn't have that OS yet, and
Mm,
and it laughs and it cries and it's free.
yeah.
And then we start learning about life and what we should be doing and conforming into whatever, right? And
Mm,
when the baby comes out, comes it's perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, and you think that
Yeah.
there's something wrong with us, and then we get into seeking. um
Yeah.
and if you have some trauma and everything, it's good that you did some of that,
Yeah.
shadow work and everything. It helps
Yeah.
to do that too, in the narrative anyway. But when you are done with the narrative, I'm glad that you did not, get stuck in it for 20 years or something.
No.
It's good to test it. It's good to
Yeah.
do it, right? So I'm not against it whatsoever.
No.
But when the seeking, and that's why kind of like I put clearly on my website, this is the end of seeking kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah. When you've gone to the circus over and over again and you just want out, what are you without language? It's clear and simple, isn't it?
Mm. It's funny. It's like it's almost like something feels a bit stunted, you know? Something's like
Yeah.
it's yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's funny. It's like
I remember when we did the well, I don't really remember much, but nothing really happened that back then when we did our first session maybe 2 years
yeah,
ago, right? Because it was
yeah.
still trapped in the language of radical.
Mm. Yeah.
And that's basically it's like we were just talking about the language, you know what I'm saying, of no me.
Mm.
It's just a lot of negation.
Mm.
And then if you look at the opposite side of that, is a lot of affirming.
Yeah.
The shadow work is affirming, and then you go to radical, then there's no shadow work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what's in between that is just this directness. Then life flows again.
Mm.
And it's like my life has become so simple. It's so just direct to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's it with the shadow work. It's I mean, there is so much. There's just so much that
Yeah. I talked to someone that did 200 ayahuasca
yeah.
ceremonies, not 200 ceremonies.
My God.
Yeah, yeah. And then the shaman basically said, I think you should listen to this guy. And basically sent my video.
Really?
Yeah.
Gee.
And the person said, what the hell? That's it, and it was just it just took a couple of videos basically, and the person was stunned as well because this is what I've been looking for in all of the ceremonies, right?
Mm.
And with just the person looked like, well, the person said that, yeah, I'm ragged from it. I imagine going to 200 ceremonies. Yeah.
Can't be good for you, you know?
No, no, no.
Yeah.
it just becomes another addiction. The next thing.
I've got friends that, you know, they've been on the non-duality thing for a long time, and now they're doing that. You know,
Yeah,
they're going to ayahuasca ceremonies and
yeah, yeah,
you know, yeah,
yeah. Again, there's nothing wrong or right about that. It's just
no,
what it is, right? But when it gets tiresome and just repetitious and everything, because I did that for how many years too, right? So
yeah,
I went from teacher to speaker, and really the realization that there's no realization required no teacher or
no,
speaker. Yeah.
mm,
I somehow attached it to more of the radical because it was an emptiness. But when I look at it, I actually had a cold turkey of all of the seeking,
yeah,
and I just went directly. I was about to have that panic attack, and I just DJ'd, and there was
yeah,
just this. You've heard the story probably, and there was
yeah,
just things, and I was just, and I remember my first posts, which was 5 years ago, because I took even after the clarity, I didn't really talk to anyone about this. There was just a deepening, so to speak. And when I went to it, my one of my first posts was, "You was just a thought," and of course, some radical corrected it. Right, there's no you, or
mm,
the communication has nothing to do with thoughts. And I'm like, okay.
mm,
So you start adapting a little bit to what everybody's saying, but the clarity. And I've always said this. I don't know if you remember it. I didn't want to talk in the first place because it's so
mm,
clear that I don't want to muddy the waters, basically.
yeah.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So here it's like walking on water now, basically. It's not landing at the mud.
mm,
When you see that the words are all made up, it doesn't matter, basically. It's just like floating, basically. Not really
yeah,
walking, but floating. Yeah. And there's just a flow. And life just becomes this um, ordinary,
mm,
sober, clear.
yeah,
Yeah. There's a person that I was talking to, and she was offering a whole bunch of services and everything, and then she was going back and forth to many non-duality teachers, and then she did the same thing that I did. She showed me that she threw all the books away. It
mm,
was just it was almost like, what the hell was I doing? It's like waking up from the narrative, waking up from the fabrications, waking up
yeah,
from language,
mm,
and the words that we all hold on to starts falling apart. And it just becomes this curiousness rather
yeah,
than the intensity of trying to get something.
mm, mm,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, still
yeah.
stunned a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's funny, like hearing you talk, but it's weird. It's like this sort of like I don't know, not understanding what you're saying. I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
I'm feeling hot again.
yeah. It's okay. It's all right. It's
Yeah,
okay. Well, I'm gonna stop this recording
yeah,
here, and
sure.